Now it's time for Jammu and Kashmir. Assembly elections in Jammu and Kashmir took place for the first time since the abrogation of Article 370. The votes are locked in. But today is an important day because today the exit poll numbers will come out for both Haryana and Kashmir. The election happened in three phases: 18 September, 25th September and October 1st. The voter turnout was historic, with public coming out in large numbers to participate in elections. The main contest in J&K is between NC Congress Alliance and the BJP. The PDP and Engineer Rashid are also of great importance. Any one of them can be a spoilsport. Here are some of the key factors that shaped the elections in J&K. Article 370. The narrative of Naya Kashmir began after the abrogation of Article 370. Kashmir, after the abrogation, witnessed a spike in tourism, infrastructure and economic growth. Terror attacks reduced in the valley, although Jammu region has witnessed intense terrorist activity. However, both NC and PDP have promised to restore Article 370 in their manifestos. Engineer Rashid. Engineer Rashid defeated Omar Abdullah in the Lok Sabha elections. He didn't even campaign. Obviously, he was behind bars. Out on bail, he is expected to hurt political parties in an uncertain way. His party, Awami Ittihad, has fielded 34 candidates in the Kashmir Valley. Some believe he could be the election's X factor. However, NC and PDP accuses BJP of releasing Rashid to divide the vote in the valley. His role could be crucial. Congress-NC alliance is seen as a front-runner. But Congress has taken a junior role, leaving a major share of seats for NC. The question is how effective will alliance prove on ground. Will it benefit Congress? Then comes the independents. Total of 346 independent candidates are contesting 90-odd seats in J&K. This includes 10 former members of the banned Jamaat-e-Islami. Some have radical leanings, raising concerns that Kashmir might elect radicals through democratic process. PDP and NC have accused these independents of helping Bharatiya Janata Party by cutting into their vote share. Delimitation. The delimitation exercise added 6 seats to Jammu and only 1 to Kashmir, increasing Jammu's electoral influence, with 43 seats in Jammu and 47 in Kashmir. The BJP hopes this will play to its advantage. Higher vote turnout. J&K has witnessed a turnout of 63.88%, a historic figure. The impact of this turnout is yet to be determined. Will it favour the BJP or the Congress-NC alliance? And then marginalization of PDP. The PDP contested on its own but has been politically marginalized, with several key leaders abandoning the party and Mehbooba Mufti not contesting. The past alliance with BJP today leaves PDP weakened. So will a weakened PDP be a help to NC Congress, or will it help independents gather steam? And even Engineer Rashid. And then peaceful polling. Jammu and Kashmir saw peaceful polling with no incidents of re-polling, violence, terror attacks. There were no calls for election boycotts, and the entire process was calm and orderly. This peaceful and high turnout election could mark a turning point for the region. We had done a number of interviews, but I'm not going to play them out. We have 2 special guests waiting for us. Javed Beg, social activist, Kashmir former PRO to Omar Abdullah, and Ahmed Ali Fayaz, senior journalist from Srinagar. I thank both of you. But before I go back to the issues which I have put them on screen, Javed, how big the issue of jobs were in Kashmir?
Thank you, Kartikeya, for inviting me to your show. First of all, I would like to congratulate the people of Jammu and Kashmir, especially the youth who took and participated, in this election with enthusiasm. This is for the first time we are seeing an election, violence-free, free and fair election, at least in 3 decades. Well, there are a lot of challenges, J&K is facing, as any other state or union territory, uh, the biggest challenge for the upcoming government will be, I think, employment, because employment generation has always been a challenge there, with no less private sector. Almost there is no corporate sector, and industries also not there. At least eco-friendly industries should have been set up there. The second most important challenge for the upcoming government will be uh, restoring that trust, the trust which hasn't been there for last 30 or 35 years. Trust in the institutions, because in this election, what really is very exciting is the participation of people of Kashmir Valley, which we haven't seen in the past. Uh, the way people participated, and you yourself took the name of Jamaat-e-Islami. Earlier, during my childhood, I have seen people belonging to that ideology cursing the political process, any political process. But now they participated in the assembly elections. Let us hope for a very peaceful tomorrow. We have seen worst of it. I come from an area which was earlier represented by Omar Abdullah, Birwa constituency in central Kashmir's Badgaam district. And the turnout, was very less in the previous elections. And this time it is about 66%. So this is a good sign of a new dawn over Kashmir. This is a good sign of Naya Jammu Kashmir. So we all must face every challenge together, despite our political differences.
Okay. That's okay. Javed, good enough for an opening statement. Mr. Fayaz is also waiting very patiently. Mr. Fayaz, आगे कौन है?
I'm getting your volume very low. Can you increase the volume?
Okay.
Please
Are you getting my
increase the
question now,
volume from
sir?
your side.
Okay. Are you getting my question now?
Your volume is very low.
Okay. We'll try to come now. Am I audible, sir? Can you just adjust your? Can you just adjust your? Can you just adjust your earpiece, or just raise the volume from your laptop or your mobile device? Okay.
I'm not hearing you very clearly.
Okay. My question is, if you hear me, who has the advantage in Kashmir? Advantage किसको है?
Please repeat.
Advantage. Who has the advantage in Kashmir?
Audible नहीं है clear.
Okay. We'll come to you a little later. Your assessment. Who has the advantage?
See, I think it's very difficult to predict Jammu and Kashmir. However, I have a feeling that in Kashmir Valley, the straight advantage is for Congress NC pre-poll alliance. I'm glad they entered into a pre-poll alliance, and the fact that the PDP, we expect PDP not to do very well, is also a positive thing for the NC Congress pre-poll alliance, because Congress party, especially Rahul Gandhi, is soft on PDP. Because remember, PDP is also part of the India alliance. So if the PDP ends up getting a few seats, I think the Congress would like to accommodate them in the overall sort of India alliance, and therefore, depending on the number of seats they win, they can likely form a government. Now the thing is Jammu, because in Jammu the BJP seems to be on an upper hand. Again, the numbers are very important. If the BJP ends up winning, as Ram Madhav said, 35 seats, out of 43, then of course the BJP, with the help of independents, might be able to form a government. So I think at this moment, again, the advantage seems to be towards the India alliance, given the fact that in Kashmir Valley they have a fairly good alliance.
Mr. Pabi, what is your big picture? Okay, before I go to Mr. Pabi, there's again a bit of a technical problem with him. Mr. Prasad, what is your big picture for Kashmir?
Well, I think I would like to start with saying something that what was most heartening is the participation of people, because after a long time when elections are held, the kind of reports that we used to read earlier and the kind of antipathy or apathy towards elections seems to have dissipated, and that's a pretty good sign for the democratic institutions to take further ground, number one. As Ajit has rightly put it, I think it's, I would look at this way. In terms of the valley and in terms of Jammu, as he said, it's a in terms of, if I use a tennis term, when somebody is on deuce, you say somebody who wins the points, you get advantage, right? So it's advantage BJP if it does well in the Jammu region, and it's advantage NC Congress if it does well in the valley. This is the comment I would like to leave at.
Brijesh?
Well, I think, there are two things to analyze, two ways to analyze the J&K election. First is, how much of a consolidation can the Bharatiya Janata Party do in Jammu region? That is one which is going to define this election. And the second and most important is, which is more important for NC and Congress combined, is the kind of disruptor Engineer Rashid and Jamaat-e-Islami combined is going to do for the state level parties, which is NC and PDP. Remember, Engineer Rashid's party, Awami Ittihad, is fighting elections on 34 seats, and they have allied with Jamaat-e-Islami, which is fighting, 10 independents and fighting on their behalf. So 44 people are fighting, out of which one is in state of Jammu. And if Engineer Rashid does well, as is being predicted in certain quarters, then it can end up being a big dampener. But I think the Bharatiya Janata Party kind of overplayed their hand. The release of Engineer Rashid is being viewed as some sort of a quid pro quo settlement between Rashid and people in Delhi. So that might act as a dampener against them, because everybody is trying their level best to make sure that Engineer Rashid is perceived as anti-BJP. BJP is also all guns blazing against Engineer Rashid. But there's a pocket which refuses to believe that this release is a very innocent release happening like that.
What Engineer Rashid does is the second thing. What Engineer Rashid represents is the primary thing. So the question is Mr. Rashid representing a very conservative political constituency in Kashmir that refuses to go away? Now, if you look at the political map of Kashmir, when Ram Madhav took up the assignment, he tried very hard to work up a third alternative. Article 370 might have produced administrative and economic results, but Lok Sabha elections have also told us that the so-called parties with dynasties have social roots. They have social acceptance, and they are not going anywhere. Whether you like it or you don't like it, they represent some sort, Ajit, if I may use the word, Indian ethos.
See, absolutely. In fact, Engineer Rashid, in a way, is sitting exactly on the same position that the Hurriyat used to sit in the past. The one important difference, and that point was very well made by my colleague Mr. Ra, that this time no party, whether it is Engineer Rashid or any of the separatists or the Jamaat-e-Islami, no one is talking about talking to Pakistan for any kind of initiative in Kashmir. Pakistan is totally silent. In fact, the only person who talked about Pakistan was Prime Minister Modi when he went to campaign in both Kashmir Valley as well as in Jammu, when he said that the video of the defense minister of Pakistan is exactly the same as the position of the India alliance of the NC and Congress, and thereby he said that the Congress and the NC National Conference is re-echoing Pakistan's voice. To that, Omar Abdullah in an election meeting pointed out that who do you think is important in Kashmir, Omar Abdullah and Rahul Gandhi, or
Ajit,
is it Pakistan?
I think we have got through Mr. Fayaz. Ahmed Ali Fayaz, am I audible to you?
Yes, now.
Okay, बहुत बढ़िया. So, two questions to you. The first question, who has the advantage?
Please repeat the question.
Who has the advantage? सरकार किसकी बनेगी?
ब्रेक हो रही है आपकी आवाज.
Mr. Fayaz, am I audible to you now?
बीच बीच में आपकी आवाज आ रही है ठीक, लेकिन बीच में ब्रेक हो रही है, मैं सुन नहीं पा रहा, फिर से बताएं।
I'll do one thing, I'll text you a question and you come back and answer it. I'm telling this to my viewers. I'll make best of WhatsApp. I want people sitting in PCR to text it to Mr. Fayaz and tell him, my question to him is, सरकार कौन बनाएगा जम्मू कश्मीर में, एनसी कांग्रेस की कितनी सीट आएगी और भारतीय जनता पार्टी की कितनी सीट आएगी. So you tell them, and in meanwhile I'm going to play a small chunk of Iltija Mufti.
स्विट्जरलैंड से भी ज्यादा खूबसूरत है और मैंने हमेशा सच बोला जब आर्टिकल 370 एब्रोगेट हुआ. महबूबा जी ने बहुत अच्छा डिसीजन लिया. असेंबली में वो